But it's okay, because I know how stupid we are as gamers. The moment that they go, hey, we started development on Escape from Tarkov 2. Sign up.
I'm gonna
sign up.
this right now.
Yeah, sign up for the early alpha. We're gonna go ahead and hop right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Scuffed Streamer Alliance podcast. This week it is just me and my boy Chef. Basically talking about all things, Tarkov on how everything wants to, we want to go, and our general gripes with the game and some of the news that's come out regarding some of the features in Tarkov, either being removed, potentially being removed. Yeah.
That's it.
That's basically it for this week. This is going to be a very heavy on the probably complaints topic. But that's okay. Chef, I see you're also not playing a lot of Tarkov now.
Yeah, I kind of just got tired of being one tapped in the head like every raid I got into.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. It's been almost a month for me now. And I'm actually enjoying I'm enjoying streaming again because of it.
No, I played maybe once or twice in the last 2 weeks, and I've been having way more fun with things like Marauders and League, even though I'm fucking garbage. And I mean, even Apex, even though we were fucking sucking it all up and down the place.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. So recently, there was the Tarkov TV podcast, which I don't know if you were able to watch. I was able to rewatch it because I couldn't catch it live. And one of the biggest things that I took from that whole podcast is you wanna show me all this cool info and stuff coming to the game, and for some reason Glock animations, because somebody thought that was fucking important, that we have to see new Glock animations. My big thing was they talked about removing Steam Audio, right? Which Steam Audio, for everybody who doesn't know, is basically the only audio portion of Tarkov that actually works. Without Steam Audio on, you're not gonna be able to tell left, right, up, down. It's your binaural audio, which gives you your 360 degree awareness in Tarkov. Granted, it's not the best, because Tarkov's own audio engine underneath of it is kind of shit. But yeah, they're getting rid of Steam Audio and moving to either one that they're going to code themselves, which I don't know how much I have faith in them to do that.
The guy that they baited us with during the podcast is going to be the one that programs it.
Oh God. It'll be Demirkov. He'll be doing it.
Demirkov Part 2.
But yeah, it's I don't know how much I really agree with that. Right? Is you're aiming to release this game, and now because after years you weren't able to get Steam Audio to work, which it works in hundreds of other games perfectly fine.
You want to spin off and take it somewhere else.
Back
even farther.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Playing this game now going on 4 years. I don't know how much I agree that they can program their own shit, because it's 4 years later and we still have bugs that have been the same for 4 years now.
Yeah, they just added new ones.
Yeah.
Didn't you see the patch notes? We can dolphin dive. People are scuttling around on the floors.
Yeah.
You mentioned a new unlimited run bug.
Yeah. So I caught that one. Velian was able to figure out that there is a unlimited fucking sprint bug.
Is it something you have to do to set it, or is it just
apparently? So I didn't read too much into it because I try not to get too heavy into exploits and everything like that. I know he's only making that video so that BSG will see it and hopefully figure out how to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Good luck.
But it has something to do with having blacked out limbs. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird, man. Tarkov, as much as I love Tarkov, I love. There's not another shooter out there that comes remotely close to it. But it's not where it needs to be. And a lot of the camp for the Tarkov community will be like, well, you signed up for a beta, you should know. That excuse doesn't really work when they're charging you, for EOD $140. This is now year 6 or 7 of development. They have interviews from 2017 with Nikita saying that they were trying to release the game that year. And we're on now year 5 of Streets is coming this year. Tarkov is literally like Stockholm Syndrome for gaming.
Yeah. To keep me, abuse me, but also tell me that I'm pretty every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. And the aggravation is like, you've got a good half of the community who really, really cares, right? They really, really want to see this game, be what it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people.
Oh, 100%.
Like, don't get me wrong. I 100% want to see this game succeed. And want it to be as good as we all know that it should and could be. Yeah.
I mean, Nice Guy, which is like the sketchy info guy of Tarkov, right? Mm-hmm. He talked about like the make it or break it of BSG, right? And the comment that I left on there, because I hang out in his streams and try and chat with him when I can through there. I left a comment and I was like, I don't know if BSG is up to the task of developing Tarkov anymore. Meaning that I don't think that they have the knowledge base to get the game to where they keep saying that they want it to be.
Yeah.
This game has been, in beta longer than fucking every other goddamn thing that I've ever played. And like, yeah, it's cool. Like you give us new maps and the maps run like garbage. Like Lighthouse still runs like AIDS, and then I have a $5,000 PC setup. Like,
yeah, it shouldn't be running like shit.
No,
I mean, you still have AI that's broken. And we're not even talking about rogue AI, right? Or like Raider AI. We're talking about like standard at Scav AI.
Oh, I mean, you talk about any of the AI is busted, right? And like, you sit there and randomly you'll Swahili from fucking 90 yards away, and all of a sudden you're head eyes by 7mm buckshot, and you're like, if I tried to do that, I'd look like an idiot for 25 minutes.
Yeah. You also get the ones that you're like in the middle of looting a box, and you get Swahili, and they're standing behind you in the same room as you.
Yeah. Like, amazing spawn system. But it's funny, and I wanted to bring this up to you because I know that you don't watch like Veritas and Jesse Kazam's podcast.
No, but I really should.
And they're both phenomenal, right? Veritas is basically, he's reached where I've reached with the game, where he really just doesn't want to play it until they make some significant changes.
Yeah, actually, I saw him live the other day, and I like sat down. I just like clicked the computer on, and I was like doing something. He was playing chess, and when I came back, I saw you'd said something to him in chat about him like going for Grandmasters or something like that.
Yeah, like, I mean, Veritas, he is the science guy for Tarkov, right? He, either proves or disproves basically everything that the community thinks that they know. Whether or not you like him or not, I think he's a phenomenal guy. That's just me.
No, I know. I just never like watched him.
Oh, there are times, don't get me wrong, there are times where 100%, like, his tone makes him sound like he comes off as an asshole, but he means the best in almost every time, unless you're just being an absolute, cock.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a video of the two of them, and it was along the lines of, like, it's hard being, like, the streamer for that kind of information, because then every person that comes into chat asks you the same 3 fucking questions.
Yeah.
So you're not even like creating content anymore, right? You're just answering the same question over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like somebody goes in the chat. It's like, hey, Jesse, what do you think of, like hackers? Like, what can BSG do? Or like, hey, Veritas, like, what do you think about like the infinite run glitch? And it's like, well, I just talked about this 17 times in the last 30 minutes. Like,
yeah. No, in case you are new and you haven't listened to any of the podcasts or stopped by the streams, right? Our goal for any of this stuff is not to be big, right? That's never been the thing. Like, if it happens, so be it. I'll adjust my life as I need to. But I do this because I enjoy it. And I know the same thing for Chef. Same thing for Stungies, who had stuff going on today and couldn't be with us. But one of the things that got brought up, right, was the get good of Tarkov is learning how to exploit.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, think of last wipe, right? When we had like 13-ish rogues in the rogue camp, right? You had to pixel peek them, or else you would die.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, we have people who you know, you die to desync in Tarkov. You know, who knows the percentage on it? But people are like, oh, well, you need to learn how to abuse the desync. But like, no, how about we just get the game to fucking work right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, one of the biggest...
A game's success should not be built on whether or not you can exploit it for the game to work properly, right? It should just work properly.
100%. And I know, like, don't get me wrong, I know that Tarkov has a bajillion fucking systems that go into it, and I understand that. But one of the biggest things that, you know, I always hear is that BSG has done so much, has so much tech debt to make up. And basically, for what that means is they have spent years just band-aiding problem after problem after problem after problem instead of going through and fixing things. That now when somebody actually sits down to go and be like, all right, we're going to finally go through and say, fix Scav AI. All of a sudden now you've got, you know, you got this guy who's trying to rip through 100 million lines of code who can't figure out where to even begin because there's 48 million band-aids.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just, it's one of those things that I'm not really 100% on if Tarkov is going to get to where it needs to be. Also, I just realized that we're like 20 minutes into this and I never hit start recording.
Sick.
It's okay. I'll pull it off of Twitch. I'm not worried about it.
Odd.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. Like, Tarkov has such like massive potential, but it seemingly can't go anywhere.
Pull over. Let's grab the bulldozer and just knock over half the fucking store.
Yeah,
right. Because the last patch they put out, now you have like people bunny hopping and skipping around the map.
Well, that's the thing, man. Is like, I don't understand how we have battle royales, right, that have 100 fucking people in them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we can't even get netcode for a game that has maybe 20 people max. And then,
well, for now.
Well, yeah, but then, you know, you've got
which means that the problem is only going to get worse when it goes to like full open world capabilities and shit.
Oh, 100%. But then you got fucking Nikita saying that they want 40 to 50 PMCs on streets,
right?
And I'm like, bro, you can't get my customs lobby of 14 people to run correctly.
Yeah. Like factory struggles sometimes.
You know, you sitting there and you're like, I don't know about that, man. I just don't know if Tarkov is ever going to come to fruition.
That makes me sad because I spent $140 on it and I really do like it.
Don't get me wrong. Like, have I gotten my $140 worth of, you know, pleasure from it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've got probably, what, about 3,000 hours in it?
It's more than that.
Okay.
It's like probably closer to 3,500 at this point.
Yeah. And I think I just passed 1,500 hours. But it's just like, I don't know, man. You know, one of the biggest things, and we talk about it all the time, right, is like to consider like that you don't even really start to understand Tarkov until you're 500 hours in minimum.
That's a lie.
I don't even know if that, like, does that signify that you have, like, that you just don't know how to make a game? Because I don't think, honestly, right? Yes, I get that there are hardcore, you know, it's a hardcore game, but should it take you 500 hours to figure out how a game functions?
I mean, I would say for your average gamer, that's a long time, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, the casual gamer maybe plays like a couple hours a week.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, man. Like, I can't imagine like being a casual trying to enjoy Tarkov.
You can. I just don't see how it's possible. But then again, that's probably why we have such a cheating problem.
Yeah, I mean we're 2 months into wipe, and you've already got people running around in class 5, class 6 armor, running the best gear. The wipe.
I mean, that doesn't mean they're cheating either, but like.
True, 100%. But that's the thing, is just like you've got the 5% probably top of Tarkov who are mowing through everybody else.
Yeah, that's how it always is.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we as gamers, it's always about who can reach the end the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
The problem is, like, even so, like, before I've never like really realized it, right? But like this wipe in particular, I've probably run into 3 people who were like blatantly doing RMT.
Oh yeah.
Like blatantly.
And it was
like
funny.
Level 1s wearing slicks and.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
All types of.
So you remember how I told you probably like a week ago, right? That they were banning, or the rumor came out that they're banning people who have bought RMT.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, don't get me wrong, like you can look back at the VODs, we were happy about it. And then another great thing brought up by Veritas, how the fuck do they know? Right? So because like unless like somehow they got into like one of these fucking discords and were able to find out these people's fucking names like that way, like the undercover agent.
So yeah, there are a lot of streamers. I know a couple of people who've been doing it, who've been like infiltrating these cheater discords to try to.
Oh, 100%. My issue is, right, and if you look at this on the flip side, right, is what, because I try and take a broad scope at this, right, is if they're just banning people who have played with cheaters, some pretty wild shit could come out of that.
Yeah.
Because, we don't know. I know for 100%, based off of how much we die, that none of our guys are cheating. Like, because we're just, I mean, you can watch our streams. We're pretty trash. But, like, what the fuck
my KD says I'm not cheating.
Yeah, but, like, what do you do if, like, okay, we took somebody in from the fucking community one day, they play with all 4 of us, and then the next day we get banned because we were all playing with them.
Yeah.
Because, like, us as the smaller people, and I understand for, like, the small guys, there's no appeal process for that.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to tell you, get fucked, thank you for the $140.
Mm-hmm.
And then go ahead.
The only thing that I could think of, at least for like RMT, right? Not for cheating so much, but for the RMT side, is it would have to be like, remember how in Diablo when you picked up items, they got like a personalized. Some items got personalized. They were like bound to your character.
Yeah.
If they had some kind of tracking system to say like, oh, these 2 people just added each other as friends, loaded into raid, and then he took out everything that this guy took out or brought in, right? Like that's clearly like an RMT situation.
True.
It's not like, oh, they're buddies, right? Like if it's like a month-long friendship.
But let me ask you this: with how you've seen the Tarkov develop over the years, do you think that Battle State has the forethought or the ability to do something like that? Because I'm not sure.
See, I don't really know much about Battle State, Battle Eye.
No. So apparently these, and these are supposed bans, right? Nobody has been able to confirm it. Were issued by Battle State, not Battle Eye.
Well, so didn't Veritas used to like verify clips?
Yeah,
so wasn't that his job?
So they used to. I don't think Veritas ever did it. I'm not 100% sure. I know Clean, I believe, did some of it. But there was like a team that used to like go back and review footage. and I don't think with the size of Tarkov, I don't think that's doable anymore.
I would say probably not.
I mean, you're talking minimum on a bad day, 50,000 concurrent players every day.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's possible. Because Tarkov is just, this wipe has left like a pretty bad taste in my mouth for Tarkov. Like everything going on in this wipe.
I mean, I was ready to reset my account after like the first 4 days.
Yeah.
You know, they changed like a bunch of like mechanics and the way things look and the way things move.
Yeah, I mean, this whole
sound is still fucking horrible.
This whole wipe has just been kind of weird, right? We got all these changes to fundamental things of the game with more shit coming, right? More drastic shit coming. But like they can't get the bottom basics right. Like it doesn't make sense to me. You know, they talked about you know, that this is supposed to be a realistic shooter, right? Then why is it when I pick up a carbine M4 and I go full auto, it looks like my character, who is a fucking PMC, looks like he's never shot a gun before.
Yeah. Fucking M4 just straight up into the fucking sky.
You know, and you can talk to me about like, oh, it needs to be balanced. It needs to be this. I'd be like, okay, then you need to figure out, do you want your game to be realistic or do you want your game to be balanced? Because you cannot have both. You literally just can't have both. So, yeah, it's kind of weird, man.
Yeah, like from the ballistic side, right? Like I'm not like a gun nut, so I don't really know how a lot of the weapons like actually physically react. But like you can just tell that like a lot of that shit just is off. Even shooting in single fire.
Yeah. Now, I'll pose you a question, right? Would you want, right? In this is like your like best world, right? Tarkov, everything else in Tarkov runs perfectly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you want high time to kill, low recoil, or do you want low time to kill, high recoil?
I would want higher time to kill, low recoil.
Okay. So, and that's the thing, right? Because if it takes more shots to kill somebody, it's more about skill on keeping the gun actually where it needs to be.
Yeah.
I would say probably like the way that Tarkov needs to be is it needs to be kind of in the middle. But I'm also not saying that it needs to be like Call of Duty, right? Or it needs to
every
be...
gun shouldn't be a fucking laser.
Yeah. But like the fact that some of the guns are virtually uncontrollable is ridiculous. You know, we're now... I want to say this is 2 full wipes now where it's been 7.62 BP meta.
Yeah. I mean, what like that and M62?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, M61, M62 is just all... Even M80, right?
Yeah.
Is ridiculous. And I get it, right? They don't want to do balance changes all the fucking time because they have already stated that they want to rebalance the whole game once everything's done. All right, top to bottom rebalance. I was like, that's awesome. But I don't know how long the player base is going to survive with Tarkov in the state that it's in.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you have, right, like, I was saying it to Stungies yesterday. He's like, oh, well, I'm like, all my quests are kind of blah. Right, like, some of these late game quests are so fucking unrealistic for the way that the game is played.
Yeah.
You know, like capturing outposts.
Yeah, go camp in this beginning area, which people are not going to be in after the 4th week of wipe.
Well, but that's the thing is that then everybody has to come back there for that.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like, but half the player base never makes it to that point, so there's no reason to go back.
No, I mean, let's be real. I mean, most of the player base doesn't even reach max traders.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just it's one of those things because you sit there and you're like, oh yeah, I get it. The game's supposed to be really difficult, and I'm like, like.
Yeah, but like going into woods and getting 15 kills with no armor on.
Yeah, it's kind of garbage.
Excuse me.
And I get it.
Play Scav AI is like.
I get it too, because like these are our quote unquote side quests. And we won't see the main story quests until 1.0 launch. Because Nikita doesn't want them to. He doesn't want a bunch of people already putting out guides for how to do it. They want us to experience the story together.
1.0 together.
Yeah, which I am down for
I'm
it.
okay with that.
What do we do if the level 2 quest doesn't work?
Yeah.
You know, how many times has quest been bugged in the game and you just weren't able to fucking progress? Or the fact that, you know, we're sitting here with probably the biggest loot drought in Tarkov as well. You know, they went through and then they gave all the keys in the fucking game like uses. They chopped them all, gave them all durability uses. They chopped, you know, Dorm's mark room key down to 10, and there's still garbage fucking loot in there.
Bro, the second time I opened it, when I got my mark room key, it was empty.
Yeah, like
literally empty.
It's just, and that's a place that you have to get in for a quest. But it's the rarest. It's
one of the hardest fucking key in the game.
Yeah, it's like the rarest fucking one of the rarest keys. And they're like, yeah. You know, if you look, it's still going crazy on the fucking flea market.
Oh, I'm sure it'll never stop. It didn't stop last wipe either.
No, but this one, I mean, this one's crazy. They're like, oh, I want rival armbands, or fucking, I want red key for fucking dorms. And you're like,
yeah,
what?
Like, excuse me? You fucking delusional? But that's the thing too, right? Is like, so let's say 1.0 comes out and we get all these new quests. One key just like spawn doesn't work. Or like this like starting quest key gets fucking quest locked behind flea market for everybody.
Yeah.
Because it's what's gonna happen. And it's not 100%. Tarkov's fault, it's the player base's fault.
Oh,
everybody wants to be a greedy cocksucker and be like, oh no, I need the best stuff in the world to prevent everybody from progressing.
Yeah, and I mean I get it, but I mean we're gonna have a pretty good conversation on the flea because you know, I don't there's things that are in Tarkov that I don't even agree with. Right? That I don't agree should be in the game. Granted, again, not my game. I don't get to make those decisions. But I think, you know, at some point we have to sit there and look and be like, you know, what do you think is going to be the cutoff for when the community stops fucking giving a fuck about this game?
It's a hard like question to answer, right? Because you have so many people that are like, it might be a smaller community.
Oh, Tarkov will never go away.
Yeah, compared to that of like, you know, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, like Tarkov is a little fish in a big pond, you know? But I feel like a lot of their fans are really dedicated, but the big guys are getting fed up. And I think that's what's going to drive people away more than anything is like
their favorite streamers stop playing.
Yeah.
You know, there are I honestly think that when if Streets does not come out this year, or it comes out and it's shit and it's garbage, I think we're gonna see a drastic drop. I honestly do.
Even when you think about it, right? Like the best way to like learn Tarkov is watching somebody play it well.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like learning movement, learning routes, right? So like this is where a lot of those people that are just beginning are trying to learn their basics, right? And if you have this player base that's gone now, You're gonna not gain new players because nobody fucking knows about the game. It's not on mainstream fucking media. It's small.
Oh, 100%.
There's no way that this is gonna be a fucking gracious number, that like maybe 25% of the Tarkov community actually gets to like enjoy playing the game.
So you're saying only like 25% reaches the point where they're good enough where they can actually just enjoy the game all the time?
Yeah.
I would
say 75%, if not more, are in like a constant struggle for like guns, getting armor, finding ammo, surviving raids, getting quests done.
100%.
Like there's no way that it could be more like less than that.
Oh, 110%, man. 110%. It's just,
you see these guys like fucking Tony and like like Gloria. See these guys have like 20 million, 30 million rubles, and then the rest of us are like, "Can I get some BP, please? I just want one mag."
Well, that's the thing, man. It's like I don't even, and I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth. I'm really not trying to. I don't even think that the large creators who do make their living off this game are even enjoying it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it.
I think to them it's just like a fucking job at this point.
Yeah. It's like, well, if I don't play this, I don't get the viewership that I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like when you gain a viewership for a game, it's really hard to branch out. That's why, like, I mean, I almost regret maining Tarkov because, like, when I play other games now,
it's hard to keep people.
Yeah, yeah,
it is. I get it. That's why, like, so, and this was the biggest thing that I had to learn, as a very small fish in the pond of content creation in Twitch. Turn off your viewer numbers on everything. Stop caring about them.
I don't like. I just do it just to do it. I don't care who's there, who's watching.
Oh, 100%.
Like, when I go back and like check like the VODs for it, even the VODs reflect those same numbers. Like,
oh yeah, oh I know. But the thing is, man, is like, if it's meant to be, like, those people will find you who enjoy the variety content. Like, I've had better numbers playing random ass shit the last fucking 2 weeks than I did the last month and a half of Tarkov. And I try and be very welcoming to anybody who comes in. But it's one of those things where you kind of like sit there and you're like, I could understand the struggle, because if I was pulling in 10,000, 9,000, shit, even 1,000 people, right? And it was all because of Tarkov, I would be fucking scared shitless to leave Tarkov too.
Yeah, I mean, well, you even so like now, right? A lot of the big creators do really well at the beginning of Wipe.
Oh yeah.
Right? End of Wipe, when everybody's like, fuck it, I've had it. I got Kappa, I got Tracksuit, I got all this fucking shit. And they start branching out, is when all the small guys start to like really pull their numbers back.
Yeah.
Like once tournaments start coming around again. When the tournaments start up and you start getting like some eyes on smaller creators just by like the tournaments happening, those people will get a small pop, and then beginning a Wipe happens again, and it's like, oh well, I'm gonna go watch fucking this guy, or I'm gonna go watch this one.
Yeah, it's I get what you're saying. I 100% get what you're saying. It's just, to me it's crazy, right? Like I couldn't imagine, now that I've left only doing Tarkov, I couldn't imagine being stuck on one. Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, League, right? League is very, very fucking toxic. The community is toxic as fuck.
Hyper.
And I mean the outspoken group. I don't mean, like, I'm sure that there are millions of fucking people who are amazing who play League.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I'm still enjoying,
the
like,
ones you hear from are typically the toxic ones.
Oh, 100%. But, like, I'm still having a great time playing it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was even enjoying it yesterday.
Yeah,
I don't mind it at all.
I was having a great time playing League. I had a fucking great time with Marauders, which I get it is Tarkov like. And I mean,
But
fuck.
I feel like the weaponry in there like works the way that it's supposed to.
Oh,
The
100%.
sound might be a little bit wonky, but you can tell where people are coming from.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like, oh, I hear footsteps below me and they're standing on top of my fucking head.
Yeah. They come running up metal stairs and you don't hear them until they hit the last fucking step, and then you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. Then the door's already open. You don't hear the door open because the sound glitched out.
Yeah.
It's like, or gunshots fucking shooting off right next to your head that don't make any noise.
Yeah, it's a little weird, man. Like, I don't know.
But I cannot wait. I'm very excited to see what Marauders is gonna do.
I hope it does well.
I think there's a lot of potential for it. There's a lot of like fun content that could come from it.
Yeah.
And it's a solid game. I mean, it's not anything fancy. It's not anything like elaborate, right? So far.
Yeah.
But like it has the potential to be that like Tarkov style game of like, load in and exfil, try to get as much loot as you can, loot and shoot and trying to survive.
Oh, 100.
I think it's like like you said, like a Tarkov light, right? So it's like softcore Tarkov.
Yeah.
With some, spaceships and space butts.
I 100% agree. Like 100% agree. Because Tarkov is like, don't get me wrong, it's a game mode that everybody's gonna try and mimic. I doubt anybody's ever gonna get it.
Call of Duty's trying, right?
Yeah, I mean, reality, right? So people are like, oh, but Call of Duty's DMZ mode, and I'm like, yeah, DMZ mode that's gonna be on the same Warzone 2 map, and like, ooh, cool, you're gonna have contracts and shit, and like, until a AAA developer, right, a like no shit fucking like good dev team,
is like, hey, we want to do this.
Yeah, and builds an entire like lore for their world and everything else. I doubt that we see something that ever comes near Tarkov.
Yeah, because I mean, granted, like Tarkov is as fucked up as it is, but at least like they do have their lore. They might not stick to it all the time, from what it seems like. Like
yeah,
the Scav Karma model kind of shits all over their lore. And that's just one example.
Yeah, but I mean, you've also got like, you've got the fact that they've got a beefy quest system, right? And like, we have a hard time completing all the quests that are just side quests right now. We haven't even added in any of the quests for streets, any of the fucking quests for, the main story quest for the 1.0. Like, that shit is nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot still coming, right? Air quotes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because like, who knows how or if it's ever gonna get to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I normally don't interrupt podcasts for this, but Kirk, thank you for the raid. Fucking party of 14. Jesus Christ.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's nuts. I hope you had a fantastic stream, my dude. I really do. You've been killing it on that Pokemon.
Bro, I wanted to buy a Switch just to play Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll be sold on the new Pokemon yet, 100%. Like, I love the old Pokemon, like the old shit. I love it. I just don't know if I want to hit the new Pokemon. But yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is, man, is like Tarkov is just like has reached. I think Tarkov is slowly reaching its critical mass point. I really do.
I do too, but I just hope that it's not, man. I really want it to succeed.
Oh, so do I, man.
I mean, at this point, I almost hope that, like you're saying, like a AAA title just takes it from him or just buys it from him. It's like, listen, like we'll finish it. We have the resources, like we have the proper people, and like here's a boatload of money. Let us just take this.
Yeah. And the thing is because of how stubborn Nikita seems to be with, you know, with his game, and it will be his vision. I don't think
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't think any amount of money would cause him to do that unless fucking Bill Gates showed up and was like $1 billion.
Little curly mustache and everything.
Like it's never gonna be a thing.
Like a fucking Bond villain.
Now, the other thing I want to talk about like pretty heavily with you today, because I think me and you can basically wrap our heads around this, is you know how Nikita does the Russian podcast with like the 2 Russian girls from Russia?
Saki?
Yeah.
So in the official transcript from that, they were talking about how they don't even know if they're going to keep the flea market in the game.
Bad idea.
So I honestly, okay, and this is my personal opinion, I don't think it should. I do not think it should be in the game. But let me caveat that with, you would then have to rework all of the crafting systems. You would have to rework how all the loot is distributed on the map. Yeah. Because this is supposed to be, right, a war-torn, like, post-apocalyptic Russian landscape. Right? Tarkovia has been, you know, nuked into the ground, and this is, you know, you escaping from Tarkov. So why would there be...
It was an EMP, right?
Yeah.
What it was.
But why would there be a flea market system set up? Why would there be...
So,
you know what I mean?
If we're really talking, right? Did you ever see the movie Waterworld?
No.
So it's an old Kevin Costner movie, right?
Okay.
And the entire planet is basically engulfed in water.
All right.
So everybody builds these like floating cities on the sea, and they use them as like trading hubs.
Gotcha.
Dirt is the most valuable thing on the planet now, because it's the only way they can grow things that they need to survive. So in this, and it is like this post-apocalyptic, you know, style. If you've never seen it, you should really watch it. It's a really great movie.
No, it already sounds like something I would like to watch.
So I mean, there's action, there's fucking pirating, like, so Kevin Costner comes to this port with this jar of dirt, right? They give him basically like enough rations and stuff for months of supply. So in these post-apocalyptic things, like when you're trying to build an economy, that's the first form, right? That is economy in its rawest, most basic form, is that like barter and trading system.
Oh, 100%.
It's like, you have this, I need that. Like, I'll give you this for that. And it's like, well, yeah, that seems fair, right? That'll help us both.
The reality is I think the flea market needs to go, and it needs to be more of like an auction house.
Well, see, I would even go to say that you should only be able to do barters.
Yeah,
and money shouldn't be the driving force behind the flea market.
100%.
Right? Because what is money really going to do for you in this post-apocalyptic thing? Well, there is no infrastructure for that. Right?
No,
that paper money is basically better off used to start a fire with, to feed yourself.
Yeah, rubles are basically toilet paper at that point.
Yeah, which I mean they basically are most of the time anyway.
Yeah, but
that I think needs to be what it is. So it's like you put up an offer, right, and say like you need metal scissors. Well, it's like, well, I need 4 T-plugs. So you put up a thing for 4 T-plugs, and somebody's searching for those, finds it, and it's like, hey, I got 4 T-plugs. I'll trade them for you, no problem.
See, I think you could turn the flea market into like a mini quest system, right? You take a contract from somebody that says, hey, I need X. I will give you, you know, Y.
This, and this, yeah.
And you hit yes. Like, that's your contract. You go find that shit, deliver it for that person. But
now, do you allow multiple people to take contracts at the same time for, like, competitive? Right?
Probably.
So, like, yeah, you might take this thing and go search for T-plugs for 6 hours, but, you know, an hour before, or, like, literally 5 minutes before you get out of raid,
somebody already completed it.
Yeah, somebody completes the fucking the contract.
I would 100% do that, because I think that the flea market right now, as it exists, is broken within Tarkov. Right? Because the thing is, right, is if you were good at Tarkov, right, and you know where all the loot spawns are, all you have to do to fabric yourself unlimited money is go on to the flea market, put something for 1 ruble less than the lowest on there, and then just bulk sell everything. And then the fact that your slots don't even matter at that point either. I have the highest reputation in the flea market right now because of how much I sold this wipe than I have on every other wipe, because of the fact that you go a ruble or 10 rubles or 100 rubles less, and it insta sells. So why even have the slot system?
Okay, so that only works in the beginning of wipe, right? Like end of wipe, especially with stuff like certain weapon mods, right? That happens with like the useful crafting materials. It happens with like sugar, like good mods.
Oh, 100%.
Some of the like off-kiltered stuff does not sell past like the first 2 weeks on the market, right? Like nuts and bolts always sell, no questions asked.
Oh yeah, same thing with wires.
Yeah, wires always sell, no questions asked.
Oh, hands down. I mean, there are some. I mean, let's be real. There are some useless, literally useless items in Tarkov, right? Like some of it just doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But it's like a world without the flea market for Tarkov. One, you have eliminated basically the ability to RMT. Besides like bringing stuff in for people, saying that, hey, XYZ, I have this, I'll bring this in for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make things way easier to track than me being like, hey, chef, I know you just paid me $300. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these 15 GPUs up on the flea market for 3 bolts. And you're going to look for that exact barter. Because that's how most of it's done.
Yeah.
Most of it is not like bring it into raid. Those are carries. That's most of the time what those are. Like if you're going into raid with a cheater, most of the time it's carries that they do it. RMT is they just barter shit through the flea market.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like it's wild. I have caught it sometimes where it's just like, going through and like it'll disappear almost immediately. But like you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, oh, this guy is selling 10 GPUs for a bundle of wires.
That's sus.
And they're immediately gone because they're in a Discord call talking about it.
Yeah.
There's
fuck those dudes. Just play the goddamn game.
Oh, 100%. But the thing is whenever a game comes popular, there's going to be cheaters.
Yeah.
Right, but like the world without the flea market, I think would be Tarkov survival in its most true state. You get what you and your buddies fucking found. That is it.
Yeah, but then how do you complete all these things?
That's what I'm saying, is you would have to completely rebalance every single like loot pool, every single spawn for stuff. But it's the other thing is like, they've been talking about for years how they're trying to draw Tarkov out, right? Because 6 months, everyone's done. Right? There's no real reason to go back at the 6 month mark unless you're just trying to get better at PvP.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You remove the flea market, you're going to slow progression down to a halt.
Yeah,
because
you're gonna brick wall them on all of your like gunsmith tasks and.
Yeah, but I mean the gunsmith task, let's be real, this whole like that entire gunsmith task quest line needs to be completely reworked anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's never changed. It's been the same shit for the last how many wipes.
Like gunsmith should be only stuff that you can get from traders, and it should be teaching people how to mod guns. Effectively mod guns.
It should be used as like a tutorial.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, 100%. And Dylan brings up a massively good point. The game will die faster without Flea. You're 100% right. But the game's gonna die regardless if they can't figure out what the fuck they want to be.
Them boys lost.
It's gonna die in 4 wipes. It's crazy.
Writer for the fucking.
He's the writer for the Suns. I don't think that Tarkov, and I hate, like, I don't like being negative. I really don't. It's not something that I enjoy doing. I just don't think that the devs have the ability to do or get this game to where it needs to be. I really don't. Which sucks. It really does. But you know, let's be real. Streets is gonna come out. It's gonna run at 35 FPS on a 3090.
You're not wrong.
You know, you're gonna get one tapped by the fucking whatever boss that they put.
Oh, you mean the one in his tank?
Oh, no, not even just that, right? So they said that they want to have multiple bosses on streets. So, like, you know, you've got the boys now, like the goon squad of Tarkov, who goes from map to map to map. And in order to effectively kill them, which is a quest, you have to cheese them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're going to get fucking tapped. Because it's already hard to see people in Tarkov. Right? It's already fucking difficult with how the game works.
Yeah, 100%.
But they're like, oh no, make them run at you through a doorway, and then as they push through the door, spray them down in the face. Because if you catch Bird Eye
at point blank range.
Yeah, because if Bird Eye sees you out in the open, he's gonna one tap you. Mm-hmm. Or you know the bug that's been in the game for at least the last 2 wipes, at least, where you'll die on your screen in one shot, but then you look at the after raid screen and it says that fucking like Tagilla shot you 7 times in the chest, and you're like, how the fuck does that make any sense?
All them extra magic.
Because like another thing that we just found out, and I know it's real weird because I haven't been playing a lot of Tarkov, but I keep up on most of the news, is like fragmentation is even more broken than we thought it was.
Oh, for grenades?
No. For bullets. Fragmentation only works in limbs.
Okay.
Regardless of the round and its fragmentation chance, if you shoot somebody in the chest, it will not work. The stomach or the thorax, it will not fragment.
I don't like that.
And then it will work in your legs, it will work in your arms, and then there's really no reason for it to work in your head. But it probably works there too. But it does not work in your thorax and your stomach. Like at all.
Why not get shot in the legs?
You know, it's there are so many things that keep going wrong with the development of Tarkov, and I feel like Tarkov has been through development hell. And I get it, right? They never expected this game to be big.
Stuck in development hell.
I know that they never expected this game to be this popular. I 100% get that. And they probably bit off more than they could chew. Like, they honestly probably did. They probably bit way more off than they could chew. And, you know, Dylan, again, brings up another very valid point. It doesn't help that they're a Russian company.
Yeah.
You know, no person in their fucking right mind, especially in today's day and age, wants to go move to fucking Russia to work on a fucking video game.
For a Russian company.
You know, pack ship, move to, you know, Europe, move to fucking...
Well, aren't they based out of England or something now?
I don't know, man. Like, it's real weird because, like, Twitch took a stance and said that, like, they were not allowing people to stream from Russia. But all you have to do is VPN your way out of there. So I don't know if they moved. I don't know if they're just, you know, playing the game or what it is. But it's just like, I don't fucking know, man. Yeah. Like, I want Tarkov to succeed. I really do. I think that we're reaching the
mass.
Yeah, the precipice of people finally being like, okay, so you're just never gonna fix it. Gotcha.
I really hope not, man. I really don't want it to die. I want it to, like, make its way all the way through.
But it's okay, because I know how stupid we are as gamers. the moment that they go, hey, we started development on Escape from Tarkov 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sign up.
I'm gonna
sign up
this right now.
Yeah, sign up for the early alpha. Unless I need somebody to come up and actually challenge Tarkov, and maybe BSG will stop, sitting behind a comfy, cozy area and be like, oh, okay, so we actually have to make some actual progress in this, instead of, telling us for year 5 of, oh, streets this year, baby.
Okay. Do you think, right now, this might be a stretch, do you think we could get Dolph Lundgren to dress up like Igor fucking whatever his name, Drago from Rocky, and tell Nikita that he needs to get on his shit?
Oh, that would be funny.
I will break you. And then just, can we do it? Do you like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook? We need to get on Dolph Lundgren and have him tell Nikita he needs to fix this shit.
Well, so it's kind of funny, right? Because like, doesn't. Hey, buddy, you gotta get down.
Doesn't know what good movies are, so she's never seen Rocky.
No. Like, she doesn't play Tarkov, right? She only consumes what Tarkov content like I watch, or like when we stream it or whatnot. But she brought up a valid point. Like, why are we even doing these Tarkov TV podcasts anymore?
Like Nikita and them?
Yeah. Because
I mean, they never give us anything like legitimate. But
the last 2 have seemed like this is an hour for Nikita to get, shit rocked at work.
Yeah.
And show us shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then tell us that, like, oh, I'm not going to show you this yet because, I don't want to give away secrets. Like, what, dude? Like, you're barely... You're trying to patch the fucking holes in the ship with marshmallows.
Yeah.
Right, like, it's just not filling the hole.
No, not at all.
So you saying, like you said before, right, like, oh, there's going to be new Glock animations. Who the fuck cares? Don't nobody fucking give a shit about what the Glock animations look like at this point. Did you see the AUG? The way the AUG looked like it was firing looked so fucking weird.
Oh, 100%. And like,
it looked like Counter-Strike.
I will 100%. Well, that's because they wouldn't ADS it, because they don't want to show us what the fucking site looks like, because it probably wasn't even done yet. Let's be real.
Well, yeah.
One of the things too is like, they need to like no shit, hire an actual marketing team.
Yeah, instead of having like weird fringe TikToks posted every.
Well, no. Hey, let's be real. Their TikTok guy, he's on point. That shit is hilarious. But like,
some of them are just so random and like
that's
so
true.
Weird.
That's 100% true.
Obviously, like they're probably geared towards like the Russian market. I can only imagine like that there's like a cultural meme difference from country to country, right? Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
So like these might be things that are like primarily Russian comedy that we're just like, what the fuck is this, right? Like the techno cow thing.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that?
But it's like, because like I honestly think somebody needs to like sit down like with them and be like, hey man, like y'all need to just shut the fuck up for a little bit. Stop doing these fucking things, because like, and like, don't get me wrong, I like getting information. I do like the little tidbits that we are able to pull from each podcast, and then we can dissect them, talk about them. But like,
it's like an Easter egg hunt from hell, though.
Oh, 100%. But like, one of the things that's annoying is like, you look at Twitch chat when they're fucking live. They won't talk about the cheaters. They won't give us, a solid on fucking streets. They can't get their fucking netcode figured out, and then they want to tell me that Arena is going to be esports ready.
Yeah, right.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Can't have major desync in esports.
No, and they're like, oh, it'll be played on LAN. I'll be like, hey, yeah, okay.
Huh?
Like, okay. Like, they released don't get me wrong, like, coolest thing ever, because I've been consuming a lot of content about it, is like the offline co-op stuff. It does look fun, right? It really does. The stuff that you can do to it is awesome. The fact that we have zero fucking control in offline co-op is not awesome.
Yes.
Like, honestly, like, give us the ability to do basically everything, right? Do you know how awesome it would be for, like, the evasion tournament, right? If the casters could actually go in there as a full spectator and, like, actually swap around to people's, like, their shit, instead of having to pull up 14 different streams on Twitch where our
on
fucking
delay.
And not even just that, with our bitrate that looks like literal trash when you do stream over stream over stream, and it's moving and going crazy like that. Like, give them the ability to do shit. Give me the ability to fucking turn off the scab so I can teach, our level, like, 7 fucking players that we have in our communities who are like, hey, man, like, I could use a little bit of help trying to learn this game. And I can show them around these maps and explain to them certain things.
Yeah.
Instead of, getting cucked by the fucking AI that decides to one-tap, the new kid in the back of the head.
Yeah.
While I'm trying to show him where the fucking golden pocket watch is.
Goddamn pocket watch.
Because it seems like everything is half measures.
Yeah, well, it's like slap on a Band-Aid and open up another wound.
Yeah. Probably the best way I could put it is like we were just in a massive car wreck and I have a compound fracture coming out of my leg, and they just go, I'm gonna just put some Neosporin on it, you'll be okay.
Yeah, we're just, don't worry. A little Windex on it, you'll be fine.
Like, and I don't want the podcast, right, to always just devolve into us just, bitching and raving about the game, because there are things that Tarkov does well. There are, right? The animations for the game are unlike any fucking other game out there. The way that, the scenery that they've built looks amazing. The fact that, the different areas look like they could exist in the real world.
Yeah, I mean, their map building is definitely, like, pretty fucking solid. I mean, there are definitely things that need to be fixed, right? Like we said, we'll say it 1,000 times. Interchange needs like a major rework with lighting and.
Oh yeah. Lighting,
the fog in the building.
Yeah, like.
I was watching somebody the other day. I think it was Genicles, and she's like, "Yeah, I can't see anything. There's like a lot of fog in here. It's like extra foggy."
Yeah.
Like, guys, come on. Like, can't we just like put up an invisible wall to block that part of like the sky, right? Like.
Yeah, it's just
we need to do something about that.
And then, you look at it, right? And like you look at, if you take 100% of your deaths in Tarkov, right? I can safely say that 30% of those deaths, I can actually look back and go, okay, this is what I did wrong.
Yeah, like,
the rest,
I shouldn't have pushed that guy.
The rest of it is either desync or, I didn't get any fucking audio, so how am I supposed to respond? Or, it's...
Or I just shot my teammate.
Yeah, or I blew my teammate's back of the head off.
Yeah.
It's just... There are things that need to be desperately, like, pushed forward and worked on in Tarkov that I don't think you can wait until 1.0.
No, not if they want to continue to have testers for this beta.
Well, think of the other shit that they brought up is, they're bringing knockdown and unconscious states to Tarkov.
Mm-hmm.
So, what the fuck is that gonna be? Is that gonna be like me locked in an animation, or is that
Just
gonna be
stuck on the ground, black screen,
or is that gonna be like, even for the knockdowns, right? Because they talked that you could get knocked down off a door.
Off a door? What is that?
Yeah,
even
like
mean?
have somebody breach the door, kick the door in, and it'll knock you over.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it's sick, but like, is it going to put me in an animation like Rainbow Six, where when you get knocked back by, there's one fucking character, I think her name's Nomad, you're in an animation lock for that whole fucking time. And in a game like Tarkov, where you can die in fucking an instant.
Yeah, that's dead.
Or is it...
You're just dead.
Yeah, and then they're talking about, like, oh, if you, shoot somebody with a shotgun, it could knock you over. Be like, oh, that's just what I fucking need, is some dude hiding in a bush that you can't see in the middle of, who's making zero noise. And he just shoots me, and my character goes flying onto his fucking back, and there I am like a turtle upside down in the grass.
Help me, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Like,
I mean, well, Nikita also said, and this was fucking hyper creepy, because I want to say it was Trey who started the, like, add sex to Tarkov thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's literally, Nikita goes, you will be able to do whatever you want to them, or something along those lines. So it's like, are you saying that I'm going to wake up from my PMC being knocked over by a shotgun guy and having, like, balls on my face, or my ass is going to hurt? Like, how extensive, or, like, how realistic are we going here?
But it's like, even, like, the unconscious state, right? Because they're talking about, like, one of the things I got asked is, like, oh, because you met enough to... stop yourself, and he basically said, he was like, theoretically yes. He was like, but also no, because if you get low enough, your character's gonna go unconscious.
So we're talking just like, I think he said it, what, defibrillator and like adrenaline and shit like that.
Oh yeah, but like they're also talking about adding like addiction to Tarkov
for
painkillers. So you got all these fucking guys nowadays who are running around and like, what's the first thing you fucking do? You pop a PK and charge at dorms. That's it. That's not going to work anymore.
Yeah, that's my move.
Oh, 100%. And
get head-eyed anyway, so...
Yeah, 100%.
Just wasting PKs.
Just giving them Vaseline for free.
Yeah.
And in what world is Vaseline
I'm just
fucking painkiller?
for them to fuck my corpse after unconscious state comes out. I'm gonna wake up from unconscious. I'm not gonna be able to. I'm gonna be like limping and be like, something's wrong. My legs aren't broken.
But so you're gonna hate that. You're gonna hate one of the things is like, there's no way to recover from that as a solo player. They've already said it.
Yeah.
So playing Tarkov solo is not going to be the move anymore.
Yeah, I mean, just fucking kill me. Unless they just like don't get rid of the unconscious state animation for solo players.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure what it'll be is it'll be like how Hunt is when you go down and hunt. It'll say
like
that
30-second timer.
Well, it'll say that you died, but your teammate can respond you. But when you play Hunt solo, you just die. But it's like, fuck, man. Like, can you imagine like being a solo taking on like a 4-man? You drop fucking 3 of them, and then this dude just runs around and adrenaline shots all 3 of his fucking buddies.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you got to refight 4 motherfuckers again.
Yeah.
Like.
Sounds like pain.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Tarkov is pain. Tarkov is life.
Yeah.
But it's.
Tarkov is cock and ball torture.
But the other thing is, like, we don't even know how extensive that they're going to go with this. Because, they're talking about getting shot in the legs and having your character fall over. We already have the Tarkov thing where for some reason you get fucking... No, not even just that, but for some reason, like, you get shot in the fucking arm and 3/4 of your stamina bar goes away. And your character's sitting there moving in fucking slow motion.
Yeah.
You sit there and you're like, I don't think these guys understand how adrenaline works. Like, I don't think they understand that.
So unless you're like going down, you're probably running faster.
Like, I understand, like, yeah, cool, taking an M62 to the fucking legs is definitely gonna knock you down in real life.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna lock you down.
If not blow your leg off.
Oh yeah.
Like, realistically.
But it's like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? Like, now it's all it's gonna be for people to get their fucking shooter-borns is, okay, all I have to do is hit this motherfucker in the leg, he'll fall over, and then I can tap him in the face.
Yeah.
Because again, Tarkov, half measure, what'll happen is you'll get knocked down, all right? And then we have that stupid, anytime I try and get up, it drains half my fucking stamina. So then you're still not going to be able to run away. you got these fucking guys who are like retired tier 1 operators who are like, I can only run 13 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gassed.
That's it. I picked up smoking in my time off.
Like, fuck add sex to Tarkov. Add stamina to Tarkov. Like, actual no shit stamina.
So I don't think I ever changed my title on... I suck at life.
You're fine. But yeah, man, like, I know we kind of came into this podcast like half-cocked, but it's just, this is where I'm at in the world of Tarkov right now. Like, I don't feel like playing it. There's no reason for me to play it. Like, yeah, I love playing anything that I play with you guys. I enjoy playing, but Tarkov is just like, I'm gonna kick you in the face over and over and over and over and over and over again, and occasionally give you a cookie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like you might be pissing blood, but you have a cookie now.
Yeah, it just.
Well, so I know this is a little off topic for the cast, but how do you feel about giving Deceit a try? Because Jopa said he was down. I feel like that
giving
we
what
can
a try?
have a lot of Deceit, the game I was talking about before, where you go like one person's infected and you gotta hunt the rest of us. Because we could definitely full lobby that and have a fucking blast.
I'll have to look it up on Steam after this. Remind me.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see. We might add it to the repertoire for fun bullshit nights.
Yeah, because I don't think it's really expensive. I think it was like $15 even when I bought it, and that was a while ago.
Yeah.
But that shit is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
because I've been having a lot of fun playing other games.
Hi, buddy.
Tarkov, and I am enjoying playing games more now that I'm not playing Tarkov all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Tarkov kind of has an effect on you, right? You start not wanting to play, and it doesn't make it so you don't want to play Tarkov. It makes it so you just don't want to play video games. And I don't know why. Because
I mean, it just beat the shit out of me too.
No. Oh, okay. All right, we're doing this. Hi, buddy.
All the puppos.
Hi, buddy. I know. Can you get down? Thank you. Yeah, it's just one of those crazy things, man. Like, I don't know where Tarkov will be when I return from deployment next year. And I have a feeling that you and the boys will let me know.
Yeah.
Because
it's so much worse. People are flying again.
Realistically, I mean, they're gonna wipe again later on this year.
I just got killed by a man riding an M4 in the sky.
Yeah.
Fucking witch's broom.
There's and I'll be watching you guys from overseas and everything when I have some time too, but it's just like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what I'm gonna walk back into when I'm done with this and I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm gonna get a message from you fucking in March of next year being like, holy shit, dude, they actually fixed like 90% of the problems. Who knows?
If not, we can play Marauders. Hopefully it'll be out by then.
That's true. I mean, Marauders was a fun time. I did enjoy that. I hope that they start getting more
like solid playtesting instead of just giving us 12 hours at a clip.
Well, not really so much solid playtesting, but I want the scope of the game to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Right. I would like to see more ships, maybe make it so that the flight in for your quote-unquote raid doesn't only take 30 seconds. Make it so that, like, you could actually be a pirate in that game if you want to. Because, like, and
open world space.
Yeah, so, and we've talked about a number of times me trying to get you onto Star Citizen to play, and I finally got you to download it, and that's for another day. But, like, Star Citizen, as much as it is, yes, a alpha, has so much fucking content in it and stuff that like, they give you an actual roadmap on, like, what they're working on. And, like, you can see, I don't know if it's monthly or weekly, but, like, where things are in the roadmap. like, oh, this feature is 85% of the way done now.
That's sick.
But Tarkov doesn't tell us anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tarkov tells us absolutely nothing about
like,
when.
hey, we're gonna do a podcast in 6 months, and we'll be wasted, and half it'll be just like weeble wobble bullshit.
Glock animations.
Yeah, and the other half will be new guns that nobody needs, or that are gonna be fucking useless. And then yeah, maybe we'll add a new med or something, or we're gonna increase toxicity from narcotics and make you have radiation now.
Yeah, like
so suck a dick, bitch.
Yeah,
and then Nikita's gonna laugh and hit fucking Demirko with a fucking
beer bottle
light switch, and they're just gonna call it a day.
Well, because like one of the wild things, man, is like, so in Star Citizen, right? There's one star system available right now, right? One. There's still thousands of hours of shit that you can do in that game right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they occasionally have to wipe because of like stuff that they're doing on the server side, but normally it's like once a year. The next entire system, right, comes out in, I want to say Q1 or Q2 of next year. So they're doubling the size of the fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about like there's gonna be like hundreds of systems, because they've developed their own like server technology in order to be able to do this.
Your camera just got dark.
Oh yeah, it did. Weird. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Are they gonna? So what's the game where you could like buy planets? Is that what this is gonna end up being, where people are like spending like thousands of dollars on like purchasing actual planets?
No. So the only thing that you can actually do, right, is if you want to buy into the game, right, you can buy a ship with real money, but that's a pledge pack. That's like you get that ship because you're donating X amount of money to actually fund the development of the game. That's where all that stuff goes. But every one of those ships, unless they were just released, are available for you to buy in game, and it is very easy to make money in that game.
Okay.
So, but like things that they are bringing to the game is like you're gonna be able to do full pirating. Like you're gonna be able to destroy somebody's shit, bring in a salvage crew, come take that salvage, go sell that salvage for money. You're gonna be able to build bases on fucking planets.
That's fire.
Right? And like I joined Nice Guys org, and like people are building these organizations to like literally like take over an entire segments of the fucking galaxy that they're working on. So it's like, you know, they've already said like, yes, this may be in development for like, you know, 10, 20 fucking years, but it's gonna, when it is done, it's gonna be the largest fucking game out there. Like they want you to be able to do everything in there.
Super cool.
Which is why like I think it's a game you'd enjoy, because I know you like sandbox games, and getting into something and learning it while it's still at this more simpler stage is gonna be way easier than starting in fucking 5 years when there's, you know, 100 new systems for you to learn. And so here's the crazy shit, right? So to fly from one side of the current star system to the other side, I think in my fastest ship takes probably like 20 minutes, and that's in hyper fucking space travel. Okay.
So you just sit there for 20 minutes, like?
Well, yeah, I normally vibe.
Yeah,
I normally vibe. I talk to chat. You know, I'm in a fucking Discord call with people because it's meant to be played with people, right? You're having conversations. They have VoIP in the game, so even if like you're not in Discord with people, you can still talk to people.
Like a radio system via your spaceship.
Yeah. And then you sit there and you're like, okay, now you're adding a whole other fucking system, and all of this shit is playable area. It's not like you're not like jumping from planet to planet and there's like, it's like a load. Well, it's not like a load screen in between. Like you could pull yourself out of hyperspace travel at any point in fucking time, and that is an actual playable area. Like,
Oh.
I was mining, right? And this is way off the topic for our normal podcast, but we're reaching the end of our spree here. But I was mining, and I was traveling from one of the moons to one of the Hurston stations, which I'll show you inevitably when we, do hop on. And I accidentally pulled out early. I ended up in a fucking asteroid belt that is like full of this mineable fucking material.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea it was there because it doesn't show up on the star map.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, so you literally can just be anywhere in the system. They have an entire like crime system too that exists within the game, right? Because there's 100 people on these servers now.
Cool.
And like you run into people way more frequently now. And obviously, like every game, there are some people who they just play the game because they want to kill shit. So they'll blow you out of the sky.
Makes sense.
So the way that what happens then is they get a crime stat for murder.
Yeah, you said bounty hunters.
And then it automatically fucking triggers bounty missions for that target.
Yeah, that's fire.
And then when they get killed, they go to an actual in-game prison that they then have to do tasks at the prison to get out of prison.
Stop, really?
I'm not even joking.
It's crazy.
Like, there's one place.
You don't want to go to space prison. They put all types of things inside your space hole.
Yeah, there's one place on the entire star system, I believe, right now called Grimhex, and it's the only place that you can go if you actually have a crime stat. You can't land on any other planet. They will not. They'll shoot you right out of the fucking sky. Wow. And it's great. Like, and the community is always super fucking nice. Like, you're constantly in there seeing like, somebody is like 500 AUSD short on, or AUC short on getting like their next ship, and somebody just sends them the money. Like, they don't care. They just send it to them.
That's cool.
Because that's the other thing is that, like, people at any point in time can just send you money in there. Like, Lupo logged on because this was like probably 4 or 5 months ago. He was playing Star Citizen and having the time of his life with it. He logged on, was in the game for like 3 minutes, and chat had already sent him like 300 million.
Jesus Christ.
And he was like, well, cool. He was like, I guess I can just buy whatever the fuck I want now. So for the next time that he plays, he doesn't want to show his in-game name. Because he wants to find out what it's like to be, from the bottom.
Yeah.
And I've done the game from the bottom. It's really easy. Like, but the other thing too that you do have to know, just like Tarkov, there is no tutorial.
Yeah. Well, it also wipes. Right?
No, it does wipe. It does wipe, but there's no tutorial. They're still working on that because there is a lot in this game that they need to cover for it.
Gotcha.
But dude, like, you want to talk about a game that makes you like understand like scope of things when you walk up to some of these fucking ships and they literally tower over you, like the feet are bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have one where like one of the single gears on the feet were bigger than my character.
Yeah, it's a big old ship.
And you're just sitting there going, holy fuck.
Holy ship.
And then you got like all these cool ones that they bring in, man. Like, there's so much love that they care about it, and they talk to their community so fucking much. And like, yeah, these
guys reach out to Nikita.
Well, and their forums, don't get me wrong, like, there are times that they get shit on in their forums. Like, that's every game ever.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna bend. They're not gonna care. Like, because they had to wipe almost back to back within a couple months of each other, what they did for everybody was they went, hey, so we're gonna calculate off the time your time played and just give you money to start with, so that you can actually go in and, like, build some of your stuff back up. But you won't be like, if you had $400 million, you're not going to start with 400 million.
Yeah.
So,
that's fire.
Yeah, no, man. Like, I honestly think like you would really enjoy it. And like you don't have to be as crazy as me, right? And have the 2 sticks and everything. Like there are people who will still like fuck me up flying with mouse and keyboard, and I've got 2 fucking flight sticks, and those guys will just murder me.
Definitely not going to be buying flight sticks.
The only reason why I even got the flight sticks is because I wanted to be more into the actual simulation of it.
No, I 100%. I mean, who knows? Maybe I will end up getting it.
But I think if you put the time to it, I think you'll actually enjoy it. I think you'll have a good time. It's nice. It's relaxing, man.
Yeah, well, because you can just go like fuck off and mine stuff in the fucking.
Oh, 100%, man. I spent an entire fucking stream one day just fucking chilling, listening to music, mining. Mm-hmm. And I think I made like probably like 6 or 7 million.
Oh yeah.
Like just chilling. Because as much.
Love me some brainless activity.
I give Bungo shit because he tried it for like in a grand total of like an hour. And he was like, fuck this, I'm out. And I'm like, I get it because it's not a first person shooter. Yeah. He really doesn't want it. But there is actually first person shooter combat in the game. Like you can go invade bunkers and have to actually go in there strapped.
Sick.
But yeah. I don't know, you got anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, for those of you guys that don't know, it is September on Twitch, so all your subs are 25% off. The longer you sub for, the bigger discount you get. So if you enjoy some of the content, come over, drop us a follow on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, all the things, Twitter, and use those for September.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody for coming and hanging out with us for this podcast. I do actually thoroughly enjoy doing these live. They're a fun time. So I know it was a little jarring to try and get set up at this time, but that's because you got your Go XLR. So, and the new fancy microphone that you got right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the podcast for today. I appreciate everybody who came by. Our names are right below us. Okay, we're basically the same on every platform. So come follow us, come hang out. I won't tell you that it's September, but I will say, come check us out. We'll treat you like family. I hope all of you guys have a fantastic night.